I'm going to advise Americans of a new scam that's going on here. And while you do see Google AdSense on this, I would ask that their sponsors and people do not judge Google yet at this point in time, because I just have now started talking to one of their higher up account representatives, and we're working on getting this problem resolved. This right here is a legal extortion website, and what I've caught them doing, which is what's going to get them sued into bankruptcy court, is selectively choosing what they approve and what they don't approve. See, because I stood up for the American flag, because I stood up for veterans, and you can see this stuff like when you look at stuff like this, you go Nocturnus Libertas, you know, when people were threatened to kill and murder the families of veterans, I was the one that came to their defense. That's what I did. I've done this for over a year now, and there's much more than that. You know, you can read about me, it's out there. But you see, you search this article for Hannibal, and right there I am. I'm the one that, you know, defended the veterans that were getting their families threatened by this tramp right here. And you know, as a result of that, because I continually defend veterans, stand up for the American flag, and I stopped just about every flag burning movement that happened in 2015, saved cop lives. This is what I got for it. Got called a child pornographer, said that I molest children. This is what's on the internet about me. Because I stood up for my country, I'm accused of being mentally ill and molesting children and hiring prostitution. And the fact of the matter is I've been engaged for over 2 years now to the same person, so this is completely unfounded. And the fact of the matter about the child molestation part is kind of funny, because I actually served on a jury 3 years ago and got someone arrested for molesting a child, and actually was the reason that that person got arrested, because I was stuck in deliberation and refused to leave deliberation until the hung jury all sided with me. And when the trial was over, the person got convicted and was sentenced. And since it was his third time in Pennsylvania, he got a life sentence. So it's actually the complete opposite. And one more thing about that. Let me pause this and show you real quick. You know, the reason I wanted to say this is, in my spare time, when I wasn't going after flag burners or working with the Secret Service to stop presidential assassination attempts, what I was doing was stopping this child abuse thing that was going on here. See this one right here? You see this incident right here? Now what happened here was a guy uploaded a video of a woman abusing a child, and then they tried to delete it, but I got the video and sent it to the news, sent it to the police, and the next day there was an investigation into this matter, and the appropriate people, I assume, were brought to justice. So it's actually the complete opposite. I've actually gotten child abusers arrested. So something like this about me, saying that I molest children just because I stood up for my country, is absolutely absurd. But that's the United States of America in 2016. You see, these government officials have made this law right here called the Communications Decency Act, so that swine like the people that run this site can go around hosting slander sites. But here's where they messed up, and if this ever happens to you, this is what you do. You direct your attorney to send a summons to this address, like my attorney will be doing very soon. What I caught them doing is here's their legal address for summons and their legal email, and they're getting a notification of an intent to sue letter right this moment. What these guys do is they selectively edit comments. You see how there's only 6 comments right here, and all the comments are from slander? And I'm sure that as soon as they get this video, these comments will be reposted, but there's only 6 comments. There are actually 20 comments on this. And what these guys do is, as soon as you go on this website, you defend yourself and you show them that this is completely unfounded and not true, they'll ban you off the website. Now, to me, what that is extortion. See how I'm not able to access the website right now? It says forbidden. That's because I went on here and said, you know, none of this is true. This is the truth about me. And that's what these people did, is they extort. They will delete anything that you anything that you say that is the truth about you. To protect your image, they'll delete you. So unfortunately for this website, the Communications Act that they're talking about does not protect them from that. While they might not be liable for the information, thanks to American windbag politicians that allow people to do this kind of stuff, so while that might not be the case, they might not be liable for this, because, you know, in the United States of America, windbag politicians continually make laws to protect corporations, but the American citizen and the American veteran and the American patriot has absolutely no rights at all. You know, and I'm a medically disabled person. Let me show. If you go on Google and you type in 6 pains worse than childbirth, 6 pains worse than childbirth, like this, hit enter. And if your internet connection works, hold on. Okay, so it finally came up. See, it says men's health, the six pains worse than childbirth. I don't even need to look at it to know that the medical disability I have will be number one on this list, because there is no pain greater than the condition I have. And right here it's going to say, let's see, right there, cluster headache. Probably the worst pain imaginable. So, bullet shot or gunshot wounds, stab wounds, they don't compare to the pain of a cluster headache. I have the worst medical disability known to modern medical science, and American law does not protect me. And that's stuff that everyone says about innocent until proven guilty. Thanks to your Washington politicians, you can just throw that saying out the window. It doesn't exist, because there is nothing on my criminal record, and there never will be, that says that I molested a child. That's ridiculous. But in the United States of America, that's just not the case. So you can throw that saying right out the window. It doesn't exist. Your Washington politicians that you guys all elected have eroded that right, the innocent until proven guilty right. But see, here's where, like I said, that these people did wrong, is what they do is they selectively approve slanderous comments about you. But if you go on there and try to defend yourself, you get banned. And the other funny thing about this site is there's lots of veterans on this site. There's lots of patriotic people on this site, because this is what happens when you go after this woman right here. You can even see her comments in the comment section. When you go after people that wipe their ass with the American flag and threaten to shoot people like she's doing right here in this picture, prepare for war, get armed, and then calling white people your gurus or whatever the heck that is, wiping your end with a flag. When you confront someone about doing that, and I never did anything illegal to her. I mean, obviously, if I would have done something to an African American female for wiping your end with a flag, I would have been shot for it or arrested for it. So you got to play by a different set of rules. But when the shoe's on the other foot, this is what they're allowed to do to you. And that's who American law protects. American law doesn't protect the medically disabled that suffer from the most pain imaginable known to modern medical science. What American law does is protects the people that wipe their rear end with the flag. And this country needs a real morality check from the Washington, D.C. politician. And honestly, at the end of the day, it's our fault. We're the ones that elected these people. We're the ones that sit on our rear ends and our couches and don't do anything, even though they have a 17% approval rating. Enough is enough. Is that really the greatest country in the world? A country that allows people to slander medically disabled patriots, medically disabled veterans? I'm not a veteran, but there are veterans on this website. They're all over the place. And that's what American law protects. American law doesn't protect the citizen. American law doesn't protect the medically disabled. American law doesn't protect the veteran. American law protects the person that wipes their rear with a flag. And American law protects the corporation that runs an illegal extortion ring like these guys are running. And this thing right here, this is part of the extortion ring right here, this removenames.com. Basically, you get listed on here, and then you pay this extortion website, removenames.com, a couple $100, and they'll remove your name off of it. And then the same person will come right back in and list it again. So you got to pay $300 a day to keep your name off of this website. Even though I've never done anything wrong, but that's the American law, and that's what the politicians you guys have elected have done to your country. And we all ought to be ashamed of ourselves for sitting on the couch and letting these politicians destroy this country the way they have. It's really disgusting. That's really about all I got to say about that right now.